Sorry, hon.
It's okay.
Sure you want to do this next week? I'll make a special trip
I'll
now.
throw tomatoes.
All right.
Ask him getting grass.
Are they going outside? Okay, I'll wait.
There's gonna be a door.
I think I got it rehearsed now. Y'all can be quiet. Well, me and Barbara's always tight. You know, all through the life, you know, we was always together. You know, she would like tell me, said like, you know what? I see that big old boy out there picking on you on the porch, picking on all y'all. She said, why you let him get by there? I said, Barbara, he's rougher than the rest of them. And she said, I'll go out there and take care of that bully. I said, you won't take care of him, he's big. She went out there and was playing keep off the porch. And Barbara said, I'll play with y'all. And Jerry Green, I won't never forget. He said, you can't play, you're a girl. And she said, well, I can beat your butt. He said, yeah, I bet. She grabbed that big old boy and slung him over the banister. Y'all, hey, Barbara, you're going to kill somebody. She said, who's the king of the porch? He said, you can have the porch. She threw him over the big part of the banisters. She knew I loved Christmas. Well, my dad went and her dad went and got us a Christmas tree out of the field. Couldn't afford to buy a Christmas tree. So he went and got us a Christmas tree. Barbara wanted him to get us one because she knew how I loved to decorate trees. And we sat one night, me and her sat to, God, it had to be like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. We was gluing these chains together, making this long paper chain out of different papers because we didn't have like the crepe paper with the different colors in it. So we painted our colors and took newspapers and cut them up and glued them together, you know. And we'd making this chain for the tree, and she'd make candy canes. We'd cutting them out. She was striping them, anything to help because she knew I liked the tree decorated, but we didn't have no decorations. So she was like, okay, we could do this, you know, we'll do this. And Mom used to go, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And Barbara said, we're decorating the tree. She said, she wouldn't say no more, you know, she'd let us decorate. And I'll never forget, we got up, you know, like got it all decorated. And we hung stuff up in the house. But Barbara liked it too, you know, we both liked Christmas a lot. And Dad and them all come out the next morning. So they all come out like, wow, what'd y'all do? What'd y'all do? Barbara said, we made some decoration for the tree to make it look good. And I'll never forget that. He walked out and he said, that sure made that tree come to life. I said, yep, did that. Me and Barbara, I think Paris's favorite moments, you know, when we get to go camping, and he would put a spit in a chicken and we'd roast it over, you know, he'd put 2 sticks up there, hold them far enough away to the fire. We'd turn this old crank thing and we'd roast the chicken. And we just, you know, that was like a highlights of our whole year, you know, we was together. We was looking forward to that 4th of July thing. And going, I think all of us was. Paris never let on like that was his thrill, but he was happy as could be when we get up there and do that. So we go to Paris and these old boys come down to visit. They wanted to visit Paris and talk to Paris. And Paris said, well, you know, I was too young, but he'd been drinking some moonshine. And he said, I'll tell you what. He said, what do you think of that girl? He said, boy, she's pretty. He said, would you like to have her for a wife? Oh, yeah, he said, I'll tell you, I might be able to help you out with that. Would you like to marry her? Yeah. Be my wife? He said, Paris said, yeah, be your wife. He said, I'll take her home. Paris said, no, not right now, but you can get married right now, but you can't take her home right now. He said, be my wife. Paris said, yeah, but you can't take her home. He said, okay. So Paris had a magazine. Then he had a jar of moonshine. And he's out there reading out the magazine, marriage and all this stuff, telling her all the vows and everything. And do you take her and he take him? Yeah. And I said, this girl was a character. She went right along with it. And I said, once they got all the ceremonies over with, and they said, still want to take her home. He said, she's pretty, I'll take her home. He said, not until tomorrow. You come down in the morning, you don't take your wife home first night. You leave her with her mom or something. He said, in this case, you got to leave her with us. Her mom ain't here. He sat there for a little while, and I said, oh man, these big old boys, these are strong old boys. There's 3 of them, my brothers. He said, okay, Mr. Belcher, tomorrow. He said, yeah, tomorrow. We all went to sleep, we done cleaned up everything, had a little campfire still going. We all fell out to sleep. Shit, we woke up about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Here was 3 big boys standing there, they're sitting in their campsite waiting on their wife to get up. I said, Percy, we got problems. He said, I got it. They kept saying, I'll come after my wife. He said, he said, the morning. You said this morning. You said this morning. Percy said, no. He said, we got to celebrate. He said, we couldn't celebrate last night. He said, so now we're going to celebrate now. And Barbara was over laughing, and that girl was scared to death. She's like, Percy, don't let him take me. Percy, don't let him take me. Percy, I got this. And he said, we gotta celebrate. You don't just get married and take your wife home. He said, you gotta have all your friends here. And he said, we all celebrate you getting married. Percy said, well, he went and broke out some more moonshine. And they said, oh, firewater. I said, oh, Percy, this ain't the first time I've seen that. He said, oh, I can see that. They drank a quart, jumped in the water, swimming and hollering, and come right back to the camp. Take her now. He said, we ain't celebrated yet. Percy get another quart out. They started drinking that. He said, let's all go swimming. They all went out there swimming. And he said, can you swim across that creek? Oh, I can swim. I'll swim that creek all the time. He said, swim it. See if you can soon beat each other to the other side. They start swimming. Percy said, let's get out of here now before they get to the other side, turn around and come back. Man, you talk about getting out of the holler. We got out of the holler, and we got out quick. I told Percy, I said, when you go back over, you think you're going to get pushed out of any more mud holes? He said, no, I doubt it. He said, but I'll tell you what. He said, I was getting a little scared. And them boys was going to take her home with them. He said, what will I tell her, Mom, Dad?